Hey everyone, in today's video, we are making a sprite move to a mouse click position in Unity. Welcome to Game Dev with Sandeep. Let's begin by setting up a new Unity project. I'm using 2021.3. We will also be using Kenny's awesome simple space assets. Let's begin by creating a player input script. In the update loop of the player input mono behavior, we check if the Fire1 button was clicked. Fire1 is the default Unity primary mouse button event. Then we get the current mouse position from input.mousePosition and translate this to an in-world position. We need to use the current camera screen to world point function, so we add a private camera cam field and call the screen to world point function with the current mouse position. Let's attach the player input script to the player object and drag and drop the main camera into the cam field of the script. Let's add an action that gets triggered by this click, and our other scripts can now use to hook into the click event with the world position. Time to create a player movement script. Here's what that looks like initially. Let me explain. We start by making sure that the player movement script always has player input on the game object using require component. We get access to the player input through the get component and hook up on player click action to the function with the same name. We finally save current mouse click position in the current target vector2 variable. We can use the onDrawGizmos function to see where the current target is in the editor by drawing a small sphere at the current target. Let's see what that looks like. We add the player movement script to our player, enable gizmos and click play. We can see the little debug spheres being rendered at our mouse click position. Now let's get this sprite to move to the target position. We start by adding a move to target function in the fixed update of the player movement script. In the move to target function, we lerp from current position to the target position at move speed multiplied by fixed delta time. It would be nice if the sprite stopped moving when it got close enough to the target. We also want to maintain our current z position, so we calculate a current target 3D from the current target, where z value is equal to the transform's current z value. Then we calculate the distance to the target and return early if we are less than min distance away. We can get the spaceship to turn towards where it's going. To get that to work, we need to change how our object is structured. First, we create an empty parent of the player, rename the current object to model, and rename the parent to player. We also move the player input and player movement scripts to the parent and remove them from the model. In our player movement script, we begin by getting a reference to the model's transform. We figure out the desired direction of movement by normalizing the diff vector and use that to rotate the model along the z-axis using vector3.rotateTowards. We also use rotate speed to control how fast this rotation happens. We want our spaceship to always move in the direction it is facing, so we use the model's z-angle as the direction vector and move the transform at move speed. Now for the last piece, we want the ship to slow down as it reaches its target. Let's call it arrive distance. If the distance to the target is less than the arrive distance, we remap the speed to a value between 0 to move speed based on the distance using Unity Mathematics remap function. We then use this value to move our transform. This causes the ship to slow down to 0 as it reaches the target. So there you have it, a spaceship that turns and moves to the mouse click position. Don't forget to do the usual like, share and subscribe. Code for this video is in the description box below. See you in the next one.